Hello students, today we will be discussing about different types of chemical reactions from which we have taken the first two, that is combination reaction and decomposition reaction. Before moving further, what we have discussed in the previous class, we have discussed about to balance the chemical equations, what steps are involved. We have discussed and seen that the method which we have utilized to balance the chemical equation is hit and trial method. We have understood about what is balanced chemical equation and unbalanced chemical equation. We have also observed that all the chemical reactions are following law of conservation of mass, where mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Or in simple language, we can express for any chemical reactions, total number of atoms of each element present in the reactant part, it should be equal to total number of atoms for each element in the product part. Or you can say next in this way also, total mass of the reactant, it should be equal to total mass of the product for any chemical reactions. So let's move further. Today we are taking the types of chemical reactions. First one, it is about combination reaction. A combination reaction is a reaction in which two or more reactants react together, combine together to form a single product. It can be represented in this form, like A is there one reactant, B2 is there is another reactant. When they both the reactant combine together, they form a product. Let us understand with the help of an example. Here we are formation of calcium hydroxide is taking place. So for the formation of calcium hydroxide, we need a beaker. In this beaker, we have taken some amount of calcium oxide, that is called quicklime. Then add little amount of water in it, or you can say some amount of water in it. So we are taking some amount of water in it and dissolve it down or stir it down with the help of a glass rod. With the help of a glass rod, stir it down. You will observe that it led to the formation of calcium hydroxide. It leads to the formation of calcium hydroxide, that is called CaOH whole base twice, or this is also called slaked lime. Now what observation you will observe? You will observe that a hissing sound is produced during the formation of new substance, that is calcium hydroxide formation. And you also observe that the surface of the beaker become hot. Here, if you are bringing the red litmus paper and dip it in the solution which is formed as a product, it changes to blue. Because it means the product which is formed here is basic in nature. And when the carbon dioxide gas is passed through this clear filtrate, it turns milky. It turns milky. When carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. I am writing the reaction here, that is calcium hydroxide CaOH whole base twice. If CO2 gas is passed through lime water, the lime water is calcium hydroxide, it turns milky in nature. Lime water turns milky in nature due to the formation of calcium carbonate CaCO3, which is a white precipitate, white solid mass. So that's why a white PPT is formed and the color of the appearance will be milky. So can you observe the reaction which is written out here? So I'm repeating it again. Calcium hydroxide, which is in solid state, water which is in liquid state, combined together, both are reactants, react together, and during this reaction product which is formed out, that is calcium hydroxide, which will be present in aqueous state, plus the energy is released. Let us understand the combination reaction with the help of some other examples, like burning of a coal. Coal is represented with the help of a carbon content because a high quantity of carbon is there in the coal. So when it is heated or not heated, it is burned in the presence of oxygen. It will produce a large amount of gas, that is gas is called carbon dioxide gas, and a large amount of and a huge amount of heat also. Let us undertake one more example, formation of water from H2 gas and oxygen gas. Here oxygen gas combined with hydrogen gas. As they combine together, it will produce water. So these are all the reactions which we have seen that a combination of reactant is happening out, and we are also observing that these are the reactions where we can observe in most of them the energy is released. So it means these reactions are also called exothermic reaction, where heat or you can say energy is released. Let us understand some more example of exothermic reactions. Here, an example shown out by burning of natural gas. The natural gas we have taken out here is methane gas. When it is burned in presence of oxygen, it will produce carbon dioxide gas and water vapors. Now the second type of exothermic process or exothermic reaction, whether respiration is also an exothermic process. Yes, respiration process is an exothermic process, means energy is released heat. Here we have seen that whatever the work we are doing out, or if you are alive at present because of the energy, we need energy to do any type of work. So from where we are getting the energy? We are getting energy by eating food. Food means it has a large quantity or a good quantity of carbohydrate content. So during digestion process, the food broken down into simpler substances, or we can say the carbohydrate content get broken down into simpler molecules of glucose. These glucose molecule will combine with oxygen gas. A glucose molecules which is present in aqueous form combine with oxygen gas which is also present in aqueous form and provide energy to the cells and releases and produces CO2 gas in aqueous form plus water which is their H2O and the huge amount of energy which is needed for the body to remain alive. Even another type of reaction like decomposition of vegetable matter is also a exothermic process or exothermic reaction when finally this decomposable matter changes into compost or you can say manure. So this is all about combination reaction and exothermic reaction. I think you have already understood about the topic which we are discussing out. Let us talk about decomposition reaction next. This is the second type of reaction which is there, that is called decomposition reaction. As the name suggests, means a product will be there, a reactant will be there and it get decomposed into different products. Here a single reactant breaks into simpler products. This is called decomposition reaction. So decomposition reaction can take place through in the presence of light, that is called sunlight, or you can say photochemical source, or electricity, that is electrolysis, that is called electricity presence is also could be possible for the decomposition of reactant, or in the presence of heat, that is called thermal energy, or in the presence of heat. So there are the different types of decomposition reaction we will observe here in the further slides. One is in presence of light also decomposition is possible, one is in the presence of electricity decomposition reaction is possible, and one in the presence of heat also decomposition reaction is possible. So wherever the decomposition is happening, it means a single reactant is broken down into simpler products. Let us take a first example of decomposition reaction. This reaction is showing out a decomposition is there, but in presence of heat, in presence of thermal energy. So here we are taking a boiling tube. In this boiling tube, take a little amount of salt. The salt is calcium carbonate. What is the formula of calcium carbonate? That is CaCO3. That is called CaCO3. It is a white crystal. So if you are heating it down with the help of burner, if you are heating it down with the help of a burner, so after some duration of time, and if you are heating it, make sure that you are closing the test tube with a cork, with a rubber cork, and a delivery tube is fitted out, so whatever the gas which is released from here, it get passed to another test tube. So let us make it another test tube here, and a delivery tube is filled out, kept out near to the mouth of the another test tube. As it is heated out, so CO2 gas is released. So CO2 gas is released here. This CO2 gas is filled in the another test tube in which already we have taken a calcium hydroxide solution. Already we have taken calcium hydroxide solution. As the CO2 gas comes in contact with calcium hydroxide solution, it turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. So this is all the points which are given out here. It is about the whole process which is happening out here, but our main focus is about whether by heating, whether by giving a thermal energy, the calcium carbonate, which is a reactant, it get breakdown into simpler product, that is called calcium oxide, which remain here only, and the other gas which is there, that is called CO2 gas, which is acting as a product, get released out to the delivery tube. And if this CO2 gas is passed to another test tube having calcium hydroxide solution, that is called slaked lime solution, it turns milky. It turns milky means it changes to white color, coloration will be there, and leading to the due to the formation of a white PPT of calcium carbonate. Let's move further. One more reaction is there, that is heating of ferrous sulfate. So what is the formula of ferrous sulfate? Here, whatever the salt we are taking, the formula is FeSO4 dot 7H2O. Means it is called ferrous sulfate septahydrate. It is called ferrous sulfate septahydrate. FeSO4 dot 7 molecules of water. The name will be ferrous sulfate septa. Septa means 7. Septahydrate. So it is a hydrated ferrous sulfate we can consider. So again we have to take a test tube here. A boiling test tube we are taking. We are not taking a simple test tube. We are taking boiling test tube. It is a little bit thicker in nature and wider in nature. So crystals of ferrous sulfate is taken in a boiling test tube. And what is the color of ferrous sulfate? It is little bit greenish in color. So bring the heat the test tube. Heat the test tube from down bottom. You will observe that it get converted to ferric oxide, and some gases will be released. The gas will be SO2 gas, that is sulfur dioxide gas and sulfur trioxide gas. So these gases are little bit suffocating in nature. So let us observe what observation is there during the reaction. The crystals are green in color and changes to brown due to the formation of ferric oxide. A colorless gas with the smell of burning sulfur is evolved. So here these gases are colorless gas but having a burning sulfur smell. So these gases what will be sulfur dioxide gas and sulfur trioxide gas. And what other product is there? That is called ferric oxide or iron oxide, which is brown in nature. If you're bringing the blue litmus paper, it turns red. If you're bringing the blue litmus paper, it turns red. So here blue litmus changes to red. It means it is acidic in nature. It means it is acidic in nature. Now, what is the learning outcomes is there? Yes, definitely the color of the ferrous sulfate crystal is green. This is very important here. You should know that the ferrous sulfate crystals are green in color if it is hydrated. Now new substances are formed. The gas coming out is acidic in nature. So these gases which are there as a product are acidic in nature. SO2 gas and SO3 gas, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas are acidic in nature. Because of the presence, blue litmus changes to red and sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. So this is about a decomposition reaction due to the thermal energy. Let's talk about one more reaction, that is heating of lead nitrate. Again we are giving a heat in the form of flame, that is thermal energy only. We have taken lead nitrate, that is called PbNO3 base twice. The formula will be written on PbNO3 whole base twice. This is the formula, PbNO3 whole base twice. So in the boiling tube, when it is heated out, it lead to the formation of lead oxide and nitrogen dioxide gas is released, plus the oxygen gas is also released. It is what observation we have observed here. So gas evolves from the boiling tube. With what gases are there? One is nitrogen dioxide gas and one is oxygen gas. And the color of the gas is brown. So here the color combination is what? As a product, the brown fumes will evolve. The brown fumes is because of the presence of nitrogen dioxide gas, that is called NO2 gas. When you are heating the lead nitrate crystals directly under the flame, so brown fumes will be evolved, and a white PPT of lead oxide is formed. A white PPT of PbO, that is called PbO means lead oxide. Lead PbO, lead oxide is formed, PbO. For what are the learning outcomes? So here lead nitrate decomposes, and for the decomposition it absorbs energy. We have to provide the energy, then only it will decompose. So that's why it is not an exothermic reaction, it is an endothermic reaction. And a white PPT which is forming out, this white PPT is formed for lead oxide, that is PbO, lead oxide. And the brown color gas which is coming out, this is because of the presence of nitrogen dioxide gas. One more reaction is there which is also the example for decomposition reaction, that is called electrolysis of water. In electrolysis of water, you will observe that what activity is there. If you understand simply, you have taken water in a container and you have to arrange the instrument apparatus for this particular reaction. So by supplying electricity, what will happen? The water get decomposed into or dissociate into uh, to give out hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Here you can observe the arrangement for this particular reaction to take place. So test tube is there, a graphite rod are there, rubber stopper is there, anode is there, and cathode is there. Anode and cathode. So after drilling and insert two carbon electrodes in these holes of mug using two rubber stoppers. Connect the two electrodes to a 6-volt battery. The source of current is 6-volt battery. Immerse the electrodes in water by filling with a mug with water with few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. So little amount of acid is also utilized. Invert two water filled test tubes over the electrodes and switch on the circuit carefully. Remove the test tubes completely filled with gases. So here inverted test tubes, like these are the electrode. These electrodes are graphite electrode, and over the graphite electrodes inverted test tubes are kept, so that whatever the gas is released out, it get collected, and we can observe that which gas is released during the whole process of electrolysis. Bring the burning candle near to the mouth of both the tubes to test the gases. Gas bubbles appear in both the test tube. Yes, the gas bubbles can be observed in both the test tube, and there is a rise in level of water in both the tubes to different extent. The candle continues to burn in the presence of gas coming from the first tube. The candle puts off by the gas coming from the second tube, because one gas is highly flammable gas and one gas is uh, that is hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Hydrogen is the first product which puts off the candle flame. Hydrogen gas is the first product which puts off the candle flame, and oxygen gas is the second product which allows the candle to burn. So this is the whole process of decomposition by the electrolysis method, that is called by passing electricity. One more reaction is there where we will observe a decomposition, but this decomposition will take place by the process of, or by the in the presence of photochemical reaction, that is photochemical energy, that is the sunlight energy. So we have taken for this silver chloride in a watch glass, keep it down under the sunlight. After some duration of time, it will change to silver and the chlorine gas is evolved. So what is there? A silver chloride compound is taken, it get decomposed under sunlight, and this decomposition is called photochemical decomposition reaction, and it is an endothermic reaction because energy is absorbed here. Silver is the first product which is in the form of gray color, and a chlorine gas is evolved. Let's talk about another type of reaction which is also a photochemical decomposition reaction, where silver bromide is taken, and when it's kept in the watch glass under the sunlight frame, under the sunlight, it converted to silver, which is a gray color uh, element, gray color compound, gray color molecule, and a bromine gas is released. So both the reactions are used in black and white photography. This decomposition of whether silver chloride or silver bromide are utilized in black and white photography. So here whatever the reaction is happening is comes under decomposition reaction, and that decomposition reaction is taking place in the presence of sunlight. Thank you very much class. The further classes will be continued.